Hello, ladies. So excited. I'm always excited, but I'm always talking to these amazing people. And this is, of course, no exception because today I have two of my really good girlfriends. Now, the first one, Lenka, I have known her for about 10 years. We used to do a business together, and we have continued to be friends, partners, business women, super women, holding each other up. We do a lot of things, a lot of events together. And we went a couple weeks ago, we went to a big event called Funnel Hacking Live and met this other cool girl. She was so cool. We loved her energy. And I'm excited to introduce you to her as well, Giselle. And she lives down Giselle,
Tampa.
you in Miami?
Tampa, Florida.
Which one?
Tampa, Florida.
You're in Tampa. You're in Tampa. I knew you were in Florida, and I know it's like hot.
Yeah, it is.
But I love her so much because she is a powerhouse, and I wanted to put this call together because I wanted you guys to really just get what it looks like when you start a business around the family. We have 3 different situations, which is really cool, and I would love to just see just kind of talk about what we do. So first of all, welcome, ladies, to the call.
Thank
you. Thank you for inviting us. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes. So, okay, let's first of all, I'm going to start with Lenka simply because, I've known Miss Lenka for a while. And so, Lenka, tell me a little bit about your backstory, about your business that you're in.
Okay, well, let me start with where I came from. I am originally from the Czech Republic. I was born there, raised there, and when I was 21, I decided to leave the Czech Republic in the middle of what was my 5-year master's program at the university. And I moved to the United States just for fun, just to learn English and to be with my girls who didn't go to school at the time. And what turned to be, or what started as an adventure, turned to be my desire to change my life and live my life a certain way. What I saw here opened my heart, opened my mind, opened everything for me. I knew I wanted to live as an entrepreneur, which before then in my country was not possible. It was possible, but not in that extent as we have it possible here. So I returned back home, finished my master's program, taught elementary school for a little bit. That thought of me coming back to the United States and chasing my dreams was always there. So I moved back right after school, and I've lived here ever since. I have taught elementary school here as well for a couple of years, and around it I always knew I wanted to build. So I started with health and wellness coaching work. I've done that for a decade. Couple years ago I left that and I moved into beauty industry, and now I have a business that's skincare business. I am Rodan and Fields affiliate, so I work with their programs, their products, and I represent the company. And I also am coach. I am beauty and style coach, so I get to work with women and I teach them, I educate them, I work with them on how to be their best self, how to look and feel their best, and how to live their best life ever. So I always say I get to teach women how to age backwards and thrive financially. So
I love
that's basically, in a shell what happened.
I love that. Giselle, tell me what, we're like new friends, so I don't even think I know your complete background.
Yes, that's my complete background's a bit crazy. I will try to make a long story short, but I was born in Brazil and to a very humble family. None of my parents have even reached university. I was the very first in my family to just go through university, which was, by the way, one of the best in the country. And I'm not saying that to brag, but just because it was a very difficult path for me to get there. Then once I got to university, I just it opened my mind to a word that I didn't even know it existed. As I said, I have very humble origins. And I happened to just, after university, I joined the strategic consultants and I was doing project management for them, but I did it really well. I was there for 2 years and I got promoted like every year, but it didn't speak to my heart. So I applied for a job in Europe. I was recruited. I worked in Europe, and then that was my dream job for a while until I realized that it was really tough to be in corporate, right? And I don't know, I think you have a big corporate background as well, and you know about the power struggles and you know how difficult it is. And then there was a bunch of facts that happened, and I decided to quit. Meanwhile, when I decided to quit, it was also around the time that I met my husband. I met my husband on an airplane, and we got married and moved to Japan. So for me, like I think moving to Japan was kind of like when everything shifted, because in Japan I couldn't find a corporate job. And mind you, when I moved to Japan, I wasn't really thinking about entrepreneurship. But the fact that I couldn't find a corporate job, I had really like lots of problems in Japan. I stepped into the startup world. And then I became a mother back into the US. It wasn't in Japan. And then, you know, like this entrepreneur dream or journey just made sense for me. You know, I wanted to spend more time with my son, and the corporate world didn't make any sense. So,
you know, it's so true. You know, I keep saying this, that it's always a reason why it ends up happening. Sometimes it wasn't your original dream. Like I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Like that was because my parents were both entrepreneurs. So it would say, okay, like I wanted to be what they were doing. I saw it my whole life. I ended up in corporate America because I was the first one in my family who went to college. So that's what you do. You go to college when you have a degree, right?
Yeah, they don't really motivate. I don't know in here because I went to college in Brazil, but it's not like they motivate you to be creative, to be different, or to do something, right? They just guide you into corporate.
That's right. That's right. I mean, and that's really what they're teaching you, how to be a good worker, really, you know? And so, but some people, you know, like I always wanted to be that, but some people, they weren't, they just had to make a new decision, right? Like you had a reason. You have a family, you have children, you want to be close, you want to be home. So these things happen. And Lenka, she saw this, you know, American dream. Everybody has this, there's a reason that comes up. And that's why I'm so glad we're having this conversation. We have 3 women from 3 different situations, right?
3 different countries.
3 different countries, right? One single, one's married with 2 children, have married with 1 children. So we can really relate to whatever the situation that you're possibly in, and you can see how it all shakes out. So what market would you say, now Giselle, what do you do exactly now?
All right, so today I'm a brand marketing strategist. So what I do, I help a service provider and small business owners to build a marketing strategy that resonates with the ideal client, you know, so that they grow their business with a solid brand foundation. Usually we think that in order to be in business, we need either a website, a logo, or something that's really elaborate, but actually that's not. We don't need like a bunch of stuff. We just need the right thing. So I help the service providers to figure out what are the right elements that they need to start off a good foot, you know.
To start it off, would that be like a one-stop shop kind of thing? Like you just need these 5 things, or does it depend on the business?
It depends on your stage in business. So if you're just starting and you know absolutely nothing, so we work with you to figure out, you know, what are your skills, what can you actually offer, why would people buy that from you, you know, to actually build that background with you as what you offer, and, you know, why would they buy from you. If you're already in business, then we kind of need to figure it out more strategically. How are you going to grow what you're doing if you're doing it, you know, a certain way, why you're not growing as you were expecting. So basically I revise all of the marketing, right? Everything like that it's marketing strategy, basically. That's what I do.
I love that. You know, and a lot of people really need that, you know. So do you both do your business online or traditionally offline?
For me, like most of my like 99% of my clients are online. You know, I do face to face if they are like local to me, but 99% of them are online.
Wow. How about you, Lenka?
I would say the same, just because our business or my business is all from the phone. Like I can run my business from the palm of my hand, which I love. This is just like the miracle of our technology, right? So
yes,
wherever I am, I get to talk to my clients, but I do love to meet with people in person just because I just love to hug them and kiss them and talk to them and have a glass of wine with them. So like Giselle said, those who are local, we have our regular meetings. It's usually the first Friday of the month, our wine nights. We have our get-togethers too. So yeah, both.
And I have to say that this is something that I kind of miss from the corporate world. That's the only thing, like the people, because it's kind of lonely, right? The entrepreneurial journey is a lonely journey. And that's why like I'm very happy that I met you girls, and I have other girlfriends that are in business as well, because that's like your tribe makes, all.
So very true. It's so very true. I think we were talking about that even at the convention that we were at, like that percentage, that right hand is really important to like fill your cup and help you to get through. You might have your family who doesn't really totally understand what you're doing, or your girlfriends in your life, but you have this other group of people, that's one of the reasons why I have women with vision, is to create that tribe so you have that to fill up your cup and keep you going. We understand. Very cool. So what kind of products, and not just products, like specifically offers, because I know we were making a distinction between products and offers. So I'll start with Lenka, because I know your business a little bit. How are you creating offers now with your business? And can you explain the difference, if you don't mind?
Difference between the offer and the product?
Yes.
Sure. So let's say I'll take my business, for example. So I have products that I'm, like I said, affiliated with a company that makes skincare, and I do sell their skincare products. Now, there are many people like me. That company is an MLM company. It's a multi-level marketing company. So there are many Lenkas, people like myself, who are selling the same exact product. So
there's only one Lenka. There's only one Lenka.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. But there are many consultants that do the same kind of work I do and work with the same products that I do. So I have to ask myself, how do I stand out in that market? What makes me special in that market? And how I make that product that's the same product for everybody else, how do I make mine more attractive to the audience, right? Because we all speak to the same audience. And so that's when the offer comes in. That's when I put extra value on that product. And how would I do that is by adding my own expertise, by adding extra education to my clients, by adding extra care to my clients. By just recently, I'm just finishing up a program that's 30-day challenge for my clients. So something fun, something where they can get together and do it together to get results together. So you can get creative. I also, thanks to Tam here, I also wrote a book and published a book. So that makes me slightly different from everybody else. So creating offer is putting value, extra value on your product that you have and that you sell.
I love that. It's like, that's really what it comes down to. It's more value, right? Mm-hmm. You can sell this, cup, right? Mm-hmm. I can sell this cup, but if I can make it more value by making it into an offer and adding more things to this cup to make it more valuable, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, very good. So what about you, Giselle? What kind of offers are you working on, or can you create in your business?
All right. So for me, it's a little bit different than Lenka because I'm a service provider, but the concept is actually the same, right? So I do not have physical products. I offer like services where I offer strategy services, and I am now building a branding with purpose training program that's the way that there are two ways that you can pack yourself, right? So you can have an irresistible offer. That's the term that they say, where it goes into the direction that Lenka was saying. So you add what's the value that you bring into this offer. You know, I'm packing this, but I bring my expertise. I bring my experience. I may be bringing, you know, accessibility to me personally. So what can I pack that is really irresistible? And the other way for service providers is when you are expensively affordable, kind of say. So you are not cheap because, you know, you build that. That is even like a meme that it says, like, I can do something in 10 minutes because I spent 30 years to learn, right?
Right.
If you don't want to pay how much I'm worth, it's okay. You can just sit there and get the 30 years worth of experience and everything. So like that's how like you create offer. It really depends of what you bring to the table, and you know, how can you deliver that extra mile for the person that is there in front of you.
I love that you made that distinction, Giselle, because, you know, I was talking about in my course, like, okay, so you have, as a service provider, you can add things to that to create an irresistible offer. Not only your, of course, your, you know, access to you, right? Your accessibility. You could add your course you're adding, which is an info product. You can add to that to create more. You could eventually, if you wanted to, add a product, a physical product, if you want to. But really, it's adding, like you said, the value. But I love the way you said it. As a service provider, you can add stuff to yours. Because sometimes you don't think that. You're like, I'm just a service provider, right?
Yeah,
I'm just doing the work.
And that's why also it's very important when you actually stop to think about your marketing and how are you marketing yourself and your business. Because sometimes if we're already in business and we already have a stream of revenue, we don't really take the time, you know, to think and to assess. And then what happens sometimes is that we end up with clients that don't really align, or they don't really value you. So you quote the client for a certain service or a certain offer, and they don't really understand why, you know, what's that value that you were offering to them. So that's why it's important to actually map, you know, all that you offer. So you say, here's what I'm offering. This is the value that I bring to this.
Very good. Very good. It's very interesting. So how do you guys market yourself and your offers, your products? How are you doing that? Are you doing traditional marketing? I know a lot of us are doing stuff online, like you said, you're doing your business online, but how are you doing that? Lenka?
For me, I use Facebook a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I have special page for my business where I post only skin-related articles, educational stuff, fun quizzes, all that kind of craziness. So people get entertained, they get educated, and they also see what's possible for them, the before and after pictures, results. I teach them about the programs, products, all that. Another way that I do that is through newsletters and being in constant communication with my clients, and I make them sound like I speak to them. So it's very personal. It's very, you know, it's not just a newsletter that goes flat to everybody. It's very, very personal and targeted to them. So another way I market is recently I started with ClickFunnels. So that's an online software that I'm using right now to promote my business, and that's the challenge. That's where it comes from. That's basically it. Yeah, okay. Word of mouth. Yeah, it's just.
So it sounds like what you're doing is you are building your list, and then you're marketing within your list. So you're like, you know, you're with your however you're getting the traffic through, you know, Facebook, through your word of mouth, you're getting them into a group. You're sending out your and marketing to your email list. I'm always talking about email lists. I'm telling you guys, you have to really be serious and, you know, about your email list, because that's how you're going to get a lot of your business. And then also in your group, online group. How about you, Giselle?
All right. So for me, it's kind of a little bit different. I started, I've been in business for 3 years, and I I had never tried to grow an email list. I know that you're saying,
It's common.
but,
It's common.
but I'm going against the current here. But what's actually maybe good for someone out there that is just starting or that are in business and it's a little bit worried about how can I grow my business if I do not have an email list. So the email list is awesome, and it allows you to create a conversation, a constant conversation with your client. The reason why I do not have one is because I have two small children. That's Tam was just saying. And for me, I had to prioritize. So my main form of getting clients is through Facebook, and it's organic. Believe it or not, I get a lot of my clients from groups, from Facebook groups, not my own groups, but other groups, and also word of mouth. It's a big one for me because people work with me, they like what I do, and they just refer me to other people. And because I do not have much time, I only work like by choice 4 or 5 hours per day. I'm at home with my two kids. I speak Portuguese with them. So for me, it's actually very important to spend that extra time with them. The leads that I get from Facebook organically are great. And now, I got to a stage where I want to scale my business. So I'm going to the next level. I'm building like this platform. I'm starting to consider Facebook ads driving to my funnel page. But that's just like the stage that I am right now. For 3 years, Facebook organically has worked pretty well for me. And if there are other people in that situation, it's going to motivate you. It's possible, totally possible. Don't overstress the fact you don't have a list yet.
I love that because I took a course, Julie Stoyan course actually, and she was talking about when you first start a business, the best thing, what she did literally was she created a 2 Comma Club funnel. And you guys, if you don't know a 2 Comma Club, I'll explain it later. But the main thing is a big business from just doing what you just said, Giselle, literally.
Yeah.
Going into Facebook groups, being super active, right? There's a whole method to that madness. And I will talk more about it later in the course. But yeah, that's a really good point you brought up because you can start that way. If you're just brand new in business, don't stress out. Like, I don't have a list. You can totally do it as you're hearing she's saying that you can totally do it. I love it. Yeah. So I do the same. I have my list. I've been growing my list for years, but I'm still growing my list. I also are doing Facebook ads now. I'm trying to figure out how to leverage all of that because I have people that come in through Facebook ads into my group, online group, through Instagram, through Facebook, but just trying to leverage that into another place. I do events. I grow my list through events.
That's a fantastic way of growing.
Yeah, that's my main way of growing because I'm always getting new people, fresh people, and they're local. And so it's a lot, you guys. There's a lot to learn. I'm glad you guys were having this because everything is being touched literally by what you're saying. There's 3 types of traffic you can do. Your own list, your earned, which we haven't talked about, which is like your Power 100 list, when you're sending out emails or texts or Instagram messages to people that are on that list. And we'll talk more about that. And then also your paid. Okay. A couple more questions. What are you excited about right now? What is like the most exciting thing that's going on in your business? I know we came back from Funnel Hacking Live and we were just like on fire, right? I think I got blurry. Sorry, I think I got blurry. So what are you guys excited about?
Oh gosh, the challenge.
Yeah, you have a cool challenge. I am really freaking excited, Lenka, about your challenge, girl.
And me too.
And it's the next step. I'm on the same level with you guys, and just like Giselle said, it's the scaling of the business. It makes me nervous. It makes me excited. It makes me I can sleep at night. I wake up early in the morning, excited. Right. So it's a great thing. I believe it's gonna turn out really, really great. And I invite everybody who wants to have great lashes to join us.
Yeah, I love this. I love this whole idea. I mean, we're all. If you can't tell, we are having a lot of fun. We're having fun. We're creating fun businesses. We're doing it the way we want to. Giselle's doing it around her 2 kids and making it work. I love it. What are you excited about, Giselle?
All right, so now I'm very, very excited that I'm starting. I'm actually halfway there. I'm working on a new training program, and it's going to be, it's called Branding with Purpose. So that program is going to help an entrepreneur that is not very clear on who they serve or what they offer. So it's supposed to get clarity on your niche. It's supposed to get you clarity on your overall brand strategy. What's your promise? What's actually that you deliver, and why is that client going to be attracted to you? And then also it's going to help you to become better at storytelling. So basically, it's just like the basic brand foundation. I'm very excited to be working on this, and hopefully we'll be launching in the next couple of weeks. So it's a turning point for me and my business. And actually, I need to mention that because I'm really a chicken when it comes to videos and like live videos. So I always told my clients what they needed to do, but I had never done it because, I'm chicken out. And now I'm super uncomfortable and I'm doing it, so it's a turning point mindset wise for me too. I'm getting out of my comfort zone because I know that it's something bigger out there waiting for me. So.
I love that you brought that up because we were talking about this earlier about you being really uncomfortable with doing video.
Yes.
And I know when I asked you guys, I'm telling you, when I asked Giselle to get on this call, I could just feel like, oh my God, But you did.
I am still sweating, by the way, but there's something about this because we're kind of friends and we have a connection. We have something in common, so I feel a little bit more comfortable. But, when you're actually in front of people that you don't know, there is something about it that, maybe it's my accent. I already told you, girls, I'm very self-conscious about my accent.
I can relate to that, definitely. What happened or what helped me deal with that was I challenged myself. I didn't tell anyone, and I did 30 days of everyday video live on Facebook, and I didn't care how it landed, how it looked, whatever. I just practiced, and I had a lot of fun with that. It helps. It really
helps.
does. Yeah, because we are always conscious. Second language speakers are always conscious about, am I choosing the right word, and how am I sounding, and my accent, and is the message landing how I want it to, and then I need to translate something real quick in my head back and forth, and it's like it's insane what's going on when we speak. And speaking on camera is really scary. So yeah, I acknowledge you, Giselle, for your courage.
Yeah, I know. I'm exactly there. That's it.
You did great. You're doing great, and you did great earlier when I saw your video.
Oh, thank you.
So what are some tools, you guys? This is the last question before we sign off, but what are some tools that you could recommend that you use in your business, online tools or websites or blogs or whatever that you really like, you think? Other than ClickFunnels that we all use.
I really love Canva.
Yeah, Canva's good. Canva's good.
And what also works for me really well is the scheduling, Acuity scheduling, and it's like an online calendar where you send your Acuity. See, that's the second.
No, it's great. No, you did right. You're fine.
Acuity scheduling. So yeah, it's an online program where you schedule your own availability, and then whenever you send the link to your clients, they only see the times that you're actually available. You're free to talk to them. They book it with you. So that saved so much headache and miscommunication and like booking, mishaps for me. That I definitely recommend to everybody.
That's a really good one. That's a very good recommend. What about you, Giselle?
So yeah, I resonate with the schedule as well. I connected it with my Google Drive. And I use Google Drive. So I connected with my Google Calendar actually, so that all of my appointments, personal and business is out there. And also it doesn't conflict. If I have like a personal appointment, that will automatically, block out the time, so the client will not, book a time where I'm not available. I was saying Google Drive to keep my documents organized. If something happened with my computer, I have a backup. And I use Trello, the Trello boards, to organize my to-dos. So that's actually very helpful for me, to keep track of what I'm doing, what I have to do next. And yes, and I also use Canva as
Yeah.
Yes, I think we all, let me see. I'm trying to think. There's so many, but I think you guys hit the nail on the head of my new one is Shuffle. My new one
Shuffle.
is
What does it do?
Yeah. Yeah, Shuffle is, I did a little video on it the other day, but Shuffle's a new one. I'll tell you all about Giselle later, but it's just, it just helps you. Well, I do events, but it's also really good for like a virtual business card. So if you wanted to send a virtual business card to whoever you meet, and you also can scan someone else's business card really fast if you meet them. Because I have stacks of business cards. Sometimes I don't like get on real fast, and it just helps. But that's a really cool app as well. But anyway, I want to thank you guys. I know you have, Giselle had to put the kids down, and Lenka was just getting in. So I really appreciate both of you for taking your time. This really is helpful to just speaking to my audience and letting them know. I mean, we have 3 different situations, 3 different countries, 3 different, experiences and levels of business. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of it. I really appreciate it. I learned a lot. And thank you guys, and we'll see you later. Oh, and when can we expect your
Branding with Purpose? Branding with Purpose is coming out in the next 2 weeks, guys. So if you wanted to, learn more, so please share my contact information, Tam. And yeah, I'm very excited about that, and hopefully we'll help a lot of other women out there to, grow their business and seek for that independence that they desire in their life.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And Lenka's, are you still doing this called Lash? Is it Lash Out?
Yes, so Lash Out Challenge. I need to strategically plan to start it, but it's coming soon towards the end of the month or beginning of April, latest.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you.
Fantastic.
Yes. So thank you, ladies. Have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you guys soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.